them otherwise, although not one of them could have held a candle to her own startling beauty. "You three, come with me." The women looked relieved, and Rosemary was glad she'd allowed them this moment. These broken women were vital to her plans. It was important to keep them happy, even if most of the time she'd rather kick them than pretend she cared about them. Inside, it was exactly as she'd remembered. A wide hallway, far bigger than the outside of the house would have led you to believe, with 3 doors leading off it. The air smelled musty, and when Rosemary breathed in, she imagined she could taste the motes of dust dancing around her in the dim light. Beside her, one of the women started to speak. Rosemary held her index finger up to silence her. This wasn't a time for mindless chit-chat or endless questions about how they were going to get everything ready in time, or how many people could live here comfortably, or blah, blah, blah. The effort it took to deal with people was exhausting. If Rosemary could have done this any other way, without involving tiresome people who utterly lacked her vision, she would have done. But she couldn't think about that now. If she did, she would start to remember the reason she needed them. And now was not the time to think about Daddy and those nights when he came into her bedroom, or all the things that happened after that. Today was about the future. Her future. Rosemary Fry, the woman on the brink of her very own utopia. Her eyes filled with tears, and her chest felt as if it might burst from the rush of joy bubbling up inside her. "Come on." She gestured for them to follow her back outside. "Here's where we'll build the church. We'll extend the house, of course, and build a separate annex at the side for me and Peter. See that shed? That will be a classroom because the children will need an education." She kept talking, faster and faster, her vision for the future pouring out of her. And when she'd finished, and she was out of breath from speaking, she threw her hands in the air and looked at each woman in turn, taking a moment to gaze into every pair of blue eyes before moving on to the next. "It's going to be perfect," she said. There was a pause, where she thought for one terrible moment one of them was going to disagree with her. Then, suddenly, they were all smiling and telling Rosemary how wonderful it was and how they couldn't wait to move in. As they continued speaking, their voices got higher until they sounded more like birds than people. They were saying and doing all the right things, but there was something about that pause that worried Rosemary. These women had been carefully chosen. She had put time and effort into her relationship with each of them, ensuring they perfectly understood what she wanted to achieve here in this special place. In every single conversation, she had felt that the women understood her vision and shared it. She realized now this might not be true for all of them. And she wondered, for the first time, what they talked about when she wasn't with them. She would have to be more careful in future, do everything she could to ensure total obedience. There would be rules, lots of them, and she'd make it crystal clear what happened to anyone who broke those rules. She had told the women, these second-rate imitations, that the farm was going to be a place they could be safe. It wasn't a lie, because they would be safe. As long as they did exactly what they were told. Part 1. Chapter 1. The boy moves so fast I almost miss him. A flash of colour out of the corner of my eye, no more than that. His trousers are blue, and that's what catches my attention. They're the same colour as the bus he's running out in front of. Suddenly, I'm running too. The world races past in a blur of